Oh, hello. It's me, your boy, Napkin. Uh, I I remember last episode saying, or I don't know when it was. I remember in one of these cross-channel episodes saying, Let's plays. I don't really like doing them, but I like grinding. I like the fact that I sit here and do something for a long time and it's kind of repetitive and I don't need to use my brain too much, which is basically grinding in an RPG, especially like Herculean tasks. The last time I remember doing it was playing a Roblox game, and if you don't know Roblox, all Roblox games are meant to waste your time in many different ways, and some tasks in some games take a very long amount of time or need to be repeated like a billion times for it to finish. And I enjoy doing those things for some reason. I'm the go-getter attitude that'll do it eventually. And it usually takes actual days um, of doing the same thing in a couple hour sessions. And that is exactly what I'm gonna do right now with cross-channel. That is what I have been doing for a while, I guess. So let's not stave off any more time. That being said though, I'm not like quote-unquote grinding cross-channel. It is a narrative. So it's not mindless or thoughtless or as thoughtless, but I am still sitting here trying to get through it. No. Uh, I guess it's kind of the same with any visual novel, really. No shame, no shade, I mean, on cross channel specifically. But let's be honest, there is so much fan service in this that I need to get through. That can't be seen in other visual novels, okay? Or like the ones that I've read. I could choose to read a visual novel that doesn't have as much fan service in it. Okay. Whatever, let's start. Just left the club activities to the others. Now, time to pick up Toko. I decided to use the car. Look for car keys that match the car from the teacher's lounge. Whoa, parking lot was a disaster. It almost seemed like the street gang did a hut and run over and over again. They all dented. This one was even missing a bumper. Three had fallen. The front radiator had a crack in it. Professor Tomoki. Tomoki had a divine talent for bad driving. Oh, so that's what he's doing. Guess that amateur couldn't drive manual cars. Close to him, I knew how to drive. Just a difference in status for a human being. Got inside the car with the right key. Man drove manuals, but the car was automatic. Must be a car for a woman. Is that a sexist comment? Well, I guess it's not too weird for a guy like Taichi. By the way, if I ever had to drive a car, it would be an automatic, so I guess I am a woman. Yeah, I'll show you. I was wild on my high horse. Released the clutch halfway and pedaled the gas. Oh no, I hit the car in front of me. First glad I was wearing a seatbelt. Reversed a bit. Oh, what a hypocrite. Back it up. Ran over the tire block and hit the tree shrubs. This ain't good. This is a 1 in a million kind of a mistake. Super rare event. No, it's not. Retry. Shoot, the car is still in reverse. It's a million times a million. Oh well. It was a miraculous event. Looked like an expensive car too. Sorry, Mr. Sakabihara. Rest in peace. Now forward. Oh wow. The e-brake was still on. Took it off. Boom, the car suddenly accelerated. What part of this man knows driving exactly? Because I don't think it's any. Excuse me. Tore off the bumpers of each car as the car grazed the front of each vehicle. It was fairly efficient at destroying them. I mean, the principal's Ferrari wasn't looking too hot. You didn't choose. You chose some random teacher's car instead of the Ferrari. It's the end of the world. Just use the most expensive one. Why not? It's his fault for driving a Ferrari at such a dangerous school. Why would you use a Ferrari to go to school? You don't use sports cars for commute. Move forward slowly. Turned right. Good. Stalled the car. He started. Reversed. I often thought about it, but seatbelts were a necessity. Off we go. Car stopped working. The biorhythm must be in poor condition. Japanese cars are pretty frail. To design a car like this would be the dream come true for Western police. The most due was to get destroyed by a water truck. Yoko's banging on the window. What? Open the window. I hopped out. Okay. Yeah. Walked around in circles and waited. The car pulled up from afar. Flawless maneuvering stopped in front of me. Got in the passenger seat. Thanks, Yoko. She realized if I let this man exist in the driver's seat, she's gonna destroy everything. To Kirihara Palace, please. She drove me there. I became so sorrowful. Going to Kirihara's place? Toko's house is huge. I forgot what we were doing. I guess we wanted to check up on Toko. So big that I blocked the sunlight, casting only shadows. I thought I had good night vision. For some reason, I couldn't see anything. But that didn't seem too strange compared to the sun vanishing of humanity. I went inside. Of course, there's armors and such around, which was what I assumed. The windows were all shut and it was all dark. Couldn't see like this, no matter how good my vision was in the dark. Loitered around in the mansion. It was like a maze. Wondered where Toko's room was. Second floor, maybe? Walked up the stairs. It was like a mansion where zombies spawned out. Toko. No response. My voice got sucked in the carpet. I checked each room one by one. Such a hassle. I regretted not bringing Yoko with me. Through opening numerous doors, the light shined in. Oh, there she is. The windows are fully open. Is she sick? Are there eye bags under her eyes? A soft wind entered the room and left after circling around. That must be why. Felt so fresh. Toko. I think I'd touch her. Not because she was unpleasant, because it seemed so precious. Made you think of sublime sleeping beauty. Toko was alone at Gunja. She originally attended a private all-girls school and became years later because of the adaptability exam. Along with the whole mansion, adaptability was shown in percentages. Toko is 46, which is... Okay, that does seem higher than average, but like not super high. Yeah, like Taichi's 80. Not high or low for Gunja. If you were to look at it roughly, half of them were normal. Toko in isolation was covered with pride and disgrace and was beautiful. Reject the conversation, you teachers. She come to school but refused to wear the uniform, disassociated herself and rejected people, didn't entrust to anyone and flatter people. Her heart swayed a craving for human interaction, which why I was so attractive. Now Toko's on the bed with her hands together. Did she put her hands together for herself? Or did she go as she was falling asleep? She must have. It was a tragic end, typically, but I felt something else other than overwhelming sadness. I was deeply moved as I stood there. I see. She passed by herself, that Toko, by herself, that Toko. Weakness, medicine, or from hunger, I couldn't tell. No need to disclose it. Or it could be said with this. Being replaced by a dome bed, Toko stayed there as if time had stopped and gave a light feeling of dream reality. It was whimsical. Bless her. I closed the door. Alright. Walked along the dark. Taichi did not sexually harass Toko, who was in a very vulnerable position. Good. I decided to leave the mansion. I could see her again once it resets. That fact ran through my head right through before I left the mansion. Preciousness lost its sight when repeated. Such as a decision that innocent strife. I got irritated. Like I had been disgraced. Then, for what reason did I push Toko away? I irritated on the far right back. So Yoko just sat in the car for that time. Cool. Alright then, club time. Enter the restroom first. The girl's restroom naturally. I looked at the mirror. Could see my face in reflection. White hair. Eyes with a unique design. A hooked nose if one were to ask. It looked that way from my eyes. Some said it looked orderly. A girlish face. Well, I guess that's why the incident happened. My opinion was different. My face was somehow different and eerie. Like an adipoker. I don't know how to say that. Did I write that already? Apparently not. Adipoker. Poker. The only word that I know that's related that sounds like that is adipose from Doctor Who Monsters. Which just means bat. Hans Belmer jointed puppet. I possess some beauty, long startling ominousness and darkness. On the people who prefer the darkness would like me. And I was also getting closer to the same darkness, but I preferred the dorm. What kind of ethics that people built during the past? A life so bright that darkness. Wasn't that wrong? Won't the darkness be too compressed? Something born from everlasting darkness. Would you call that a person? I envy the people with dark black hair. I envy them so much. I even thought about dyeing it, but hair grew too quickly. My hairline would show white roots in no time. Oh. Yeah, okay. So that's why you can't dye them. Also conscious of black hair with grays in it, just an ornament at the end. Like how I was just a decoration. Eerie face, maybe sick. Could be for my own self-loathing. This wasn't a good mental state. I felt what happened to Toko was too much of a good thing. It was long enough deterioration. Couldn't sink too deep. Sam came from one of his thoughts. My feet moved without hesitation. That's why you don't go to the girls' stall. Kiri was in the stall. She was dumbfounded. She was pale. She didn't look too well. I positioned my arms as if I was blocking her path. By the way, there isn't the background for the bathrooms. I mean, we visited when we were with Toko, and they could, like, I guess they wanted the imagery of, like, Toko in the mirror or something. But they could have just used this her sprite and a bathroom background. Okay. Oh, never mind. We got another CG. Sick. I'm not letting you escape, Kiri. I'm not letting you leave to tell everyone that I was using the girls' bathroom. What's wrong? A stagnant voice like a stranger. My heart rapidly calmed down, regained serenity. My vision slowed down. I able to judge small details. My pupils must have been dilated. Eyes that brilliantly shined into the darkness. It was dim, and there surely Kiri saw it as well. Kiri's fingers fidgeted, sensitively reacted. What's wrong? Strange atmosphere. Kiri felt it too. She was bewildered by my excessively calm voice. It's not good. Are you okay? Okay. Sure. That's I didn't know that. She was frightened. Glasswork. Beautifully delicate. Innocent. How's it severe? That's what happens in a period. Your whole body is cranky. Okay. That's about right for somebody your age. A beautiful lapis lazuli. It's because your hormonal balance is immature while on growth period. My marble. Your body is especially delicate and seems to be growing slowly. Shattered when embraced. The hell is he talking about? It would grow and dull if not embraced. Glass to a lump of earth. Alright. And it loses beauty. Become normal. A normal girl. So... is it done? Kiri in the moment. I mentioned anemia last episode. Right? Yeah, I relate. Eat some veggies. Lol. I see, so when you say severe, always beautiful, even troubled of, or vigorous moments, even now. Expression, fear, the stall filled with silent darkness. Are you in pain now too? I raised the fake smile I kept all the time. Answer my question. Fell for her. Felt so much that I wanted to touch it. Impulse slowly rose. There's conflict there. Even thick paper had means of resisting. She wasn't fit for it. Answer me. Why have I neglected this fragile piece of art all this time? Well, go if you answer me. Okay. I could have left fingerprints if I carelessly touched it. Then. I only moved my eyes and looked down. Okay. This is getting... risque? Okay. Is that it over there? Just as I pulled out my water, I'm grossed out. Curious surprise. She hasn't noticed. Her senses must have been numb from nervousness. It's thick. I saw it. The blood. In that mental state. Oh, that's right. The last time someone bled, but it didn't matter. With Misato, I was going to make Kiri eternal. Taichi went insane and bit Misato's wound. So this is not a good scene. I wonder what he's gonna do. The glass made Kiri would most likely be shattered in an instant, especially thick blood. I got closer. She shook like a kitten. Have you ever thought about the number of kittens that suffered and died on Earth? I touched her thigh. Thin skin, fingertips sunk, like it was about to pierce through, and pushed deep inside her body, or just inside. Ugh, pain and shuddering. Her voice shrieked, so high and thin that it distorted audible sounds. Cat gives birth to 5 kittens. One is taken in, lives a nice life, happy ending. Slid my fingers inside. 2 of them will die of cold and hunger, suffering. May not be sane at the end. What about the other 2? One of them will wander somewhere, killed and eaten by a wild dog. There may be minimal pain. I might give enough energy to the dog to kill the mother cat and its siblings, but I can't say for sure they'll come to that. Raise my fingers up, pressed towards Kiri. Breathing very heavily. Awful sweat. Poor girl. What happened to the remaining kitten? Kiri's sight was fixated on my fingers. It gets run over by a car and dies. The kitten would be flat in an instant. No suffering, just meaninglessness. Meaningless death. It's a kind of death. How many times has that repeated itself? Open your mouth. I don't know how... It's not very coherent, in my opinion. Like, why does Taichi sometimes, oh, I'm a sexual harassment monster, but now I'm, like, super serious, and I say philosophical things, and now here's him being a real creepy monstery dude that came out of nowhere? What? The words didn't reach. Could you open your mouth? She finally said that after all the things I've done. I won't do anything awful if you open it. I open wide. Kiri obeyed. I shoved my finger in. Oh, look at, yeah, that's right. Good girl. Mm-hmm. Cool. I'm enjoying this scene. Great. Pulled my fingers out. Hope he washed them first. The world is full of pain and sorrow. It gets me really worried, so I want to connect as soon as possible and as long as possible. If I'm not connected, I can't figure out the norm of living in this cruel world. But the contented people are completely blind. They say they aren't scared of loneliness. Their faces at all, that they're able to fend for themselves. Those people are shit. They don't know true loneliness, yet they have the mindset to live normally. They're people of distant worlds. Distant from those like us with emotional intelligence. It's fine while they're distant worlds away, but they want to come closer and feed off of us. What then? You should know that well, Kiri. I said, putting my face closer. The fuck? She was afraid. Wonder if it was temporary. Said it yourself, the world is scary. Justice is justice only for them. There's nothing good left for us, but we want to live, right? Approached my lips to her thigh like a vampire. Yeah, more vampire-y, blood-sucking shit. Her legs pitifully shook. I stood up. Kiri looked at me, afraid and somewhat hostile, taking her step for hatred. Hate me all you want, I could easily do it over. Each of our own dignity all became nothing when the weekend arrived. I leaned my back against the wall, lightly bit the back of her neck. Her hateful words sounded with a lovely voice. I was grinning. I can't wait until I get the bad ending where Taichi dies. I got a pretty good reason for hating him. Yeah, many good reasons. Haha, put my weight on her. Kiri closed her eyes shut. Something was thrown into the solid and uttered a dry sound. I looked. A can was spinning in the air. 2 of them. 2 cans. Bounced off the wall and fell to the ground. Flashbang? See like this in slow motion. My awareness set up to the limit. Cans don't fly, someone threw it. Who? No need to think about it now. Thrown. Intended. Someone threw it with intention. For what purpose? What can be expected by throwing a can? The can then showed its effect. Explosive, tossable weapon, grenade-like, confined space, increased destructiveness. Death, death, death. Range attack, cannot evade. Positioning, I would die for sure. I would die. Confirmed. I like the prose in this one, at least. Like, just short sentences that just show your thoughts in single words. Hell yeah. Kiri? Her mouth open, eyes closed. I braced her head while holding onto her ear. It was a small head. Kiri's so cute. A second felt like infinity, and in that infinity I felt Kiri was precious. They popped, both at the same time. Stall became white. Loud sound. A pressure wave pushed my back. Kiri cowered in my chest. I didn't have time to cower. My eyes burned, ears numbed. Everywhere felt stiff. I couldn't move. It was death. I felt some discomfort. My senses were deprived. Not being able to sense anything was so disheartening. I couldn't even grasp the situation. Someone pulled the scruff of my neck. I fell on my back. Someone was propping me up. It was a familiar scent. It never changed. A faint sweetness. Yoko Hasekura. I was being pulled to the hallway. What was... Finally able to speak again. My body was somewhat strange. I felt my arms and legs were cramped. Yoko was the one who threw it in there and then grabbed Taichi out? Is that the deal? Or did someone else throw it in there? Fresh bomba? I see. Right. I feel like I've seen it before in the old days. Old days? What, were they in a war of some kind? She gave a lovely smile. Memories of her were filled with things like that. As a service. I feel like that doubles the effect. That doesn't make sense at all. And like it just harms them even more. Sensory wise. They only needed one. It's like a small bathroom. Yeah, I'm fine. Damn. Taichi got it on easy mode. It's fine. He's got Yoko. I guess it can be helped. But why did you even bother stopping? Taichi can just do whatever he wants with Yoko around. It wasn't like I was in danger. Yeah, I thought the person who threw was like Miki for a second, because then I realized because she wanted to protect Kiri. She didn't help me because I was in danger. It was because Kiri and I were about to connect. Oh no, we're over in my purest way possible. Yeah, why do that? Jealousy. It's just jealousy. My feelings were withering away. Why do you deprive yourself? Yeah, this girl's jealous, but Taichu is an actual rapist, so which one is worse exactly? Oh, because what? You can live by yourself, you don't need me. I'm not the other half. Without a logical answer, she just hugged my head and kissed me in an elegant manner. I didn't resist. Yeah, my 5 senses are almost back. My uniform is all dusty now. I've been wearing this every day. Expressionally shocked. What, is this not normal? Then you can keep your distance. She explicitly got sad. Besides, Toka's wearing the same clothes every day too. What? Kiri stumbled out. Hey Kiri. She glared as if she was looking on her enemy. What else could I have expected? Oh, tears of grief. It was an emotion possessed by someone who was oppressed, toyed and violated. Absolute anger, righteously so. Yoko pulled out a knife, a large knife. Kiri's face became pale. Hey. I'm going to break our promise? She cut in. I don't have much to make an excuse, but I'm sorry. Quality apology, singing my own praise. Kiri's flabbergasted for a moment, but quickly filled with disgrace. Yeah, you know, I don't understand either. I'm honestly more on Kiri's side at this point than Taichi's or Yoko's. Held her arms, confused, and walked away. Hold on. Silence. A voice from behind as I tried to run after her. So what? It's going to be reset anyhow. My own time here is meaningless. I need to do more things to add info into my journal. I mean, I guess for like... Is that really the motivation for why he tried to, I don't know, molest Kiri there? For more things to happen? For different things to happen? To like see if anything new happens? I guess. I still don't. I wouldn't understand. Like, you could just have a normal, boring week. I don't think it's gonna reset. I don't think the timeline is gonna break if you, like, have sex with someone? I don't know. Do you think I can face only you until I die? Without connecting to anyone else. Forever, in a small ring. Now there's a lot of differences.
自分に必要なものは自分の分析から来るものなのに。
分析horrible.
大地には合わない。彼女たちは一時のおもちゃにしかならないのに持たない。すぐ終わる。
Okay.
大地自身が終わらせてしまいたくなる。
Perhaps that wasn't true, just like earlier. I got what she was trying to tell me, but I'm going to do as I please this week.
そう。
And go home today.
そんな追い返そうとしなくても。
I'm saying you don't have to watch over me, because no matter what kind of danger I encounter, tomorrow's Sunday, a day to start fresh.
固有の時間。
Huh?
今のあなたが固有の時間を生きているように。
I guess so?
今のあなたと対になっているのは今の私だけ。固有の私の願望は次週のそれとは別物で。
Yeah, you're
だからその私たちは
She strongly urged.
個別の滅び。毎週別の私たちということ。
Huh? The same thought as me.
他の州にいる私がどうなろうと知ったことではないけれど、いろんな可能性の中に大地が私に優しくしてくれることはあるの。
Well, there were times when you were mean at me, which is like the opposite of being nice to you, so technically, yeah. In some weird, twisted, propositional way. I don't know.
ノートにはそんなパターンはなかった。望むものを得ることなく無産するばかり。
Vanish before I fulfill it? Okay. Let's talk about that
あと
later.
なんてない。私は欠けたまま消えるだけ。さようならになるの。
Hold on. If time resets and the journals are in the shrine and Taichi wants to put himself in the shrine, does that mean when time resets there will be two versions of Taichi? Or will he not be reset? We'll have to see if he does fit into that shrine and tries to do that. I turned around
これだけは記録しておいて。
as she recited from
どこに
behind.
行ってもあなたを理解してくれる人なんていない。
Well, guess you're right. Those were sending my stomach like a heavy rock. Kato Shoujo, Rin's route specifically, really delved into that. And I'm only saying that because I wrote the script for it and finished it like a bit ago, so... I saw her off, thought she became as small as a seed. I didn't hate her, but her desires had too much contradiction. Seemed like our lives were never connected with each other. I looked for Kiri. Yeah, I guess everyone just has different desires. And some desires contradict with fucking what was I doing? I was scrolling down, that was an accident. Our desires with other people contradict, so everyone, it's impossible for everyone to be happy, basically. Anywho, what happened? Why did we teleport to Miki? For what reason? To apologize, or else I had no idea. I wondered about the school on impulse. I found Misato and Miki on the rooftop. Tomoki and Sakura hadn't returned yet. Miki. Oh, how's Toko? My heart jumped a little. That was it. She was fine. So fine that she hates me. Figured as much. We both laughed. How's the work going? Is it good or bad? That's good to hear. Of course they heard it.
先ほどまでミミ先輩と抱き合って半泣きでガタガタ震えていたので、
Well, that's to be expected. Well, that's a cute picture.
これは何だったのか。正直トイレに行きたいのですけど、怖くて校内に入れません。
I'll bring you a portable toilet if you do it in front of me.
うわー、悩ましい。
She held her head. Actually, I didn't have time for this. Well, that was my doing earlier.
そうなんですか。
Explosive diarrhea.
あれは何だったんです？
She looked at me judgmentally. She must have been really scared. It was an alarm clock.
血管商品。
It sounded like an explosive. Why would it be an alarm clock? I threw it away.
よかった。テロとか
There's literally only 3, whatever, 8 people in the world. I guess it could have been one of us, but like, you know all of them. None of them are terrorists, hopefully.
じゃあトイレに行ってきますんで。
Miki clapped her hands like a bird and ran away. Make sure you flush. She forgets to do that, or you're gonna flush up or down? She pulled out her tongue and went back into the school, and I'm off as well. Isato called in a calm voice. Oh, Jesus. Thank me? No, I'm just going to look for Kiri. She said as if it was a pleasant thing. Yeah, it's a little sorry. Follow it up. I will. And the lies stacked. They followed Kiri's presence. I feel like they're gonna focus on lies a bit more, because, I don't know, I'm getting this communication theme a bit more because of Amelie Dory's video, or at least the title of it. Followed Kiri's presence. She went that way, so maybe she went to the classroom. I think she left the campus. Went to the first year classroom. And then, there she is. She was there. Her defenseless shame as usual. I decided to approach her. Kiri, what did I want to do? I had no idea. Did I want to apologize? I want to destroy her. I had no idea. I think what I wanted was unpleasant. She turned around and said, I didn't kill anyone yet, but you know, it's taken a bit back, but that wasn't something usually heard from underclassmen. It's natural for you to get angry, but... Her voice is quiet, so her gaze quiet. Indictment. I'll add this onto the list just in case. How did he die again? Oh right, off the building. That wasn't me, right? Unless I forgot. Unless Taichi forgot. Jeez, I didn't know such a thing. What reason would you have to kill the Yutaka? She knew. Kiri knew that day? Oh no, my heart was suddenly, I froze up. Kiri had confidence in her eyes. There were flames dwelling in her pupils. Her eyes weren't wandering anymore. Hold on, that's a bit ridiculous. Did you think I'd approach you if I was the one who killed Yutaka? Yeah, but like, Hitaichi's weird and unpredictable, so you know, you can't know anything. Sure, I'm not really normal, but maybe Kiri has a point. Actually, it's just his sexual harassment is just insatiable. She said as she pleased. Hey, Yutaka and I were friends. I didn't have a reason to kill him. I scratched my head. Why did you have to be the prey? I should say that I am the monster and the others are the prey. I think it'd be better to go for girls than guys. Yeah, I guess not. Said I'd come back for everything. That was, well... I'm a guy, so things get kind of exciting and... You have any experience? Right, this girl. She had an eye. An eye to spot out evil. Sharp instinct. You can see why the world is such a scary place from her point of view. Yeah, no doubts anymore. It's essential evidence of this instinct. Kiri hung her head outside the window. Pulled it back in. One of the pop, Shadow leaning against the other side of the window frame. She unraveled the bundle. It's a weapon of some kind, isn't it? Like a gun. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I guess she can kill me for killing her brother. Oh well. The second one. So that one belonged to Miki. Oh, it seemed like I was led
動か
here.
ないでください。
Wouldn't they be able to see this cloth from outside the window, like when they look at the school through the front gate? Oh, it is just a cloth, I guess? I don't know. It's a little embarrassing for a man to say, but Yoko would be very upset.
いいんです。あなたさえ排除できれば。
Hmm.
私の次は誰ですか？部長先輩？桐原先輩？それともミキ？
I wouldn't do that to anyone. It would preserve your precious self. People are always seeking other people, but if you gave yourself to another, then it was over. So you need to keep your distance before that happened. The world, it wasn't nice. She of all people should know that. She understand what's going on.
信じる義理はありませんよね。
She aimed her weapon. She'd definitely be able to hit me at that distance. It was about the same distance as that tree that Kira used to practice. She wasn't going to miss. If I die, you'll die too, you know?
構わないです。
Oh, because of Yoko. She laughed.
どっちにしろ世界はもう終わりなんですから。
Even though you don't really hate
いなければ
anyone.
いい。正しくあってほしかっただけです。あなたにも。
I feel like Kiri hates Taichi. That's this impression I got. She had complete intent to kill. Kiri was crystallized rather than instinctive pattern. If I had died, Kiri would have died too. She knew. Same as Toka. And then there was me who thought that was okay. After me is longing for others. I wanted memories. I wanted to record it. I wanted to carve it into my heart. If I had those memories, if I had that precious gem, maybe I really am a monster who fed on others' emotions.
言い残すことはありますか？
Kiri's hand pitifully shivered as she told me. She was scared to kill. Her heart was on the edge. Her balloon made of anxiety and reason would be easily popped with a little motivation, which is popped with needle. I could still live through this, but I also thought that I should just die. I hesitated. Alright. This is a very big, important moment, I assume. I feel like if I die, if I give in, something like a bad ending will happen or something, and I kind of want to see that, I guess? Let's see. Should I give in? Death? Me? I could hardly believe it. I didn't think I could accept death. My instinct to survive was too strong. I should be tenacious, that desert instinct. Besides, I wasn't sure how much hatred Kiri had towards me. So I got angry. I had to be alive. There's only despair left in me. I also chose give in, just so Taichi would die at least once and kind of get what he deserves. I know, for all the sexual harassment and also almost actual rape. I had to keep going and smile. Kiri stopped, one step forward. This isn't time to be killing each other, is it? Another step forward. I know you hate me, but that doesn't mean you have to kill each other. Another. This is nonsense. And another. This doesn't benefit either of us. You're in danger too. Yoko is watching. Kiri would be dead in the next second. How can I explain? I explained how scared she was. Got flustered. Took one too many steps. About Yutaka. Oh! A light sound whistled through the air. Just then almost a comically black arrow hit me right in the chest. Almost comically. My mistake. The shock of being shot collapsed to the ground. There's no pain at all. I didn't feel that I was close to death. Man, she got me. Is this going to hurt later? I slowly fell over. I fell inside a pale lift desk. I lost sight of Kiri. Shallow breathing. She is still not dead? I felt an extreme anguish coming on. Yeah, it's going to suck. I know now that an instant death is a happy death. I realized that my breathing was becoming dangerously shallow. I began to lose consciousness. I heard Kiri scream. That was the sound of glass breaking. Although I couldn't see it, I felt something bite into my flesh. Suddenly stopped breathing. Why would Kiri bite into Taichi's flesh? What? If that was what was happening. Everything went dark as my eyes were covered in mud. In my final moments, I saw her. Whoa! Time travel, yo! Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. And we're back at the cross point. Is this a skip? Yeah, that's a skip. Oh, it's this thing again. Okay, well, thank God I saved. Yeah, we did that two episodes ago, so we're gonna resist this time. Yay, Taichi died, everyone. Let's do this. Let's do the choice where he doesn't do that. Oh well, that sucks. I could just pretend that was the end. Impossible. I couldn't accept death. I certainly did loathe myself. I hated everything about me. I hated my ugly, greedy self. I hated myself more than Kiri hated me. But if I was going to die, then I would have done it myself a long time ago. I had to live. If I didn't want it, I'd fight for all this time. Even if it meant breaking Kiri, I had to live. Question. Was it you who saw me on the rooftop with Yutaka?
そうです。当時は何とも思わなかったけど、今はわかります。トイレでしたみたい。豊かを。
Oh, okay.
自分を満たすために。
To, you know, molested guy. Turns out, yeah, gender doesn't matter. He'll sexually harass anyone.
豊かの足のことを責めたり、いろいろです。具体的に聞きたいとは思いません。もういいですか?
Still, her hands were shaky. Looked like she was going to lose herself before killing me. Can I say one more thing? It's gonna take me long though. The way she said it felt like she didn't want to know how she felt inside. Can I sit? Why don't you sit too? Silence. Oh well. Just started talking. Hasakura had a home a while back. A big house with a western design, 10 times the size of Togo's house. Multi-millionaire family's type of home. I lost my mom when I was young and they took me in. I see. I worked there while I stayed for the husband and wife were distant relatives to my mom. There's a home with an old tradition. I don't know, I was gonna say house, but it said home. The subordinate kids were just that, subordinates. I was a kid, so my duty used to be playmates with other kids. Yoko was their youngest daughter. Oh, I thought Yoko was one of the servants. She was wearing rags. I guess you'll figure that out. She was always alone. She never associated with relatives nor house servants. The isolated princess. I called her to myself. We never exchanged words. I was interested in her though. I didn't know what kind of people maintained this mansion or what kind of path it took to end up like it was. But that place is paradise, isolated from time itself. The people who stayed there were the types that fled from life. Sometimes I'd be invited by the ladies for some sweet drinks. I dressed up, enjoyed some tea, invited people, took walks. At the beginning of every month, a mass amounts of books, clothes, and luxury goods were received. The yard was spacious too, there were gardeners who maintained it. Even if you consider the place was isolated and being cheap, the place was boundless. The mansion felt like an unbounded world for a child like me. I actually didn't have any memories prior to living in that mansion. The size of the mansion and world I lived in was the same. From a certain time, the ladies started to have interest in me. They told me I had the face of a girl. So my white hair and my eyes, which had a mystical pattern when seen closely, kept them busy. They dressed me in girls, especially gorgeous dresses. Dude, sick. The money I would pay, the things I would sacrifice to be in Taichi's position right now, and dead moms. It's only the dead mom is just a sacrifice. And I had tea with them. Children didn't know the true taste of teas, but I accompanied them anyways. Denying them wasn't an option for me, especially towards the people who showed sweetness, and I didn't mind it. My duty of having kids ride me like a horse, pulling my hair, as if our toy was now being a cute doll for the ladies. And she, the isolated princess, looked at me with a cold stare. No, she wasn't even looking. She didn't have any interest, and her gazes were passing right through me. Yoko Asakura, the youngest daughter. It seemed like the family didn't show love to her so much. Rather, she was neglected. I could understand that she lived in a different world than the ladies living their fantasies. Hold on. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but I got a message, and I gotta check it, obviously. Oh, okay. Sick. Nah, I'm not. That's it. I could... in the world called reality. Once I was recruited for cleaning duty, and that was before I became a doll. I participated with the house servants. They didn't hire anybody from the outside, so manpower always came from servants from within the mansion. Cleaned the house, rooms one by one with an hour break at 10 o'clock and 3 o'clock. Arrived at her room in the afternoon. It was the first time I heard her voice. Oh, don't clean it. Short and Claude. Efficient but alluring. In a short glance, I could never imagine the room belonged to a girl. There were multiple computers. Walls covered with bookshelves and floors stacked with books that didn't fit on the shelves. Nice. Heavy-duty work table with tools that were worn out. Rooms filled with knowledge and technology like it was a secret base. It was like she was an outsider living in an outside world. With a pretty little dress and a feminine voice, I asked about Yoko Asakura to the ladies during tea time. A quiet elder lady answered. It was the daughter of the youngest son. A cheerful young lady chimed in. It was not a daughter they wished for. And then 3 sisters chirped off one after another. They spoke of a love story between a master and a servant and the consequences of that love. They spoke of the daughter who was not loved, tragedy waiting to happen, the disgrace of being the bloodline of the Hasakura but not part of the family. Short, an unwanted child, an accident. No one spoke to her, and she spoke to no one. A tumor. Her real father, the young master, took off overseas to study abroad. Her mother, the young servant, had passed away. A young girl who couldn't become anybody. A young girl who wasn't needed by anyone. A girl who was weak. She was hurt, no she wasn't. Yoko Hasakura was strong. She didn't care at all. She probably knew. But the world is a box garden. I went to the library during my doll life. I might have been influenced. I learned manners and how to serve tea from the ladies. There's no knowledge, skill, or truth of the real world there. Hold on. Oh, you were saying to me, Taichi. Now that I remember, Taichi, who's dressed up as a girl and spent a lot of time with women in tea rooms, really wants to sexually harass people in the future. I guess that was just like his inner desires, and he just wanted to let himself free and loose after so much being a servant, I guess. Okay. But there's no knowledge, skill, or truth of the real world there. I frequently visited a library which hardly anyone used to fill that gap. I met Yoko there often, still, no conversation. But annoying, so I didn't approach her either. I had interest in her, but no desire to become friends. My aesthetic friend seemed to be established at that point. How should I say it? I was attracted to things that were independent. Ones who lived independently and had the power to do so. Knowledge, technology, independence. People swarm. They had the need to swarm, but at the same time they tried to hold their personal space. They wanted a place of their own where no one could trespass, but your boundaries swayed when they came in contact with others. Territory grew and shrank. Discomfort. Contradiction. Typically, one-man hero was more valued than a magnificent army of 1,000. The absolute one, a hero, what people had desired. It was just a desire in the form of aspiration. Did people want to live on their own or in a crowd? Anyway, back on track. What was that aside, exactly? Oh, hold on. Okay. I read the books you read in the library, out of aspiration, or maybe I was jealous of her perfection. The books were so high level I barely understood them, but I kept reading. We men passed by one another hundreds of times in the library. We shared the same room, but we never had a conversation. The era continued for several years. Man, wonder what happened. And so, paradises never last forever. An inevitable outcome, considering that even humanity's first paradise ended in the same way. Oh, the Adam and Eve stuff, I assume. Destruction. The head of the Hasakura family had a sudden... I keep clicking before I finish reading the sentence. Decline. Start of the disaster. The elegant people of Hasakura had left. The servants were left behind. An emerging individual and his relatives arrived to replace the Hasakura family. They were rude people. Men and women of all ages arrived. They all had characteristics of scavengers. Not even 3 days had passed when one of the servants was assaulted. An incident. But we were in the box garden. Closed space. They created their own regulations. Imagine being surrounded by a massive amount of land. Made it near extraterritorial. It's surprising on what kind banquets were held daily. One of the rooms was originally used as a party hall. The Hasakura family loved having parties and often used that room. The rude people used it for a different party. There were no well-mannered conversations nor quality meals. It's for the corruption and generation instead. Several people must have become victims. We even went to the police. They never intervened. Your only savior was your own capability. You had to think that way, not to be angry. Unless it caused you any harm, being upset from the clumsiness of others or their lack of knowledge. It meant that you have a peace of mind and trusted in others. Okay. But that was normal, and being normal meant that you are in an area that had unfair and incomplete rules due to the limit people had. This wasn't an easy environment to live in. Walls are a blur in such closed space. Violence became more of a daily event. One needed a firm ego to go against them. Strong belief for yourself was needed, like hers. Now then, in this world inside the box garden, this new law of violence was tolerated. A husband who escaped with his wife was brought back and murdered. The body was buried in the yard. The men guffawed and buried the body at the root of the cherry-blossomed tree. They were men with broken morals. One day a man came with his family. A new character arrived. He was sadistic and perverted. To carry on the story easier, we'll call him S. Okay. I mean, in real life you would use censorship and S, but like, I don't know, I guess this is just how Taichi wants to tell the story. Give him another super cool name. S had his eyes on me. I was forced to dress as a baby girl and take part in their so-called parties. Instead of a tea party, I was used to keep S entertained. I experienced a lot of things. Soon after, S became more sadistic. He brought a child. His child. He was the school bully at the school, so they said. It was only a moment that he was overwhelmed with the atmosphere. As soon as he looked at me, he sneered. Arousal from the abnormal atmosphere. Cool, cool, cool. He actively participated out of urge. Like father, like son. His talent showed. Might also be because of his precocious. He can make him really into it. Everyone's laughing stock. Okay, well that's that's the scene in Tsubahime with the Takaji, the really bad one, and the bullies. Good to know. I was attacked continuously. Buzz. Then there was a noise. You know, I'm okay with this white static noise thing. Like, I feel it has something to do with the cross-channel stuff. Like TV stations. I don't know what the exact relation is just yet. Besides like, oh, duh, broadcasting club. Or maybe that is the only one. Like, why does he hear those noises? Oh yeah, the other thing. I'm reading Vast Error, which is a Homestuck fanfic. And that has white noise, like a lot of it. I thought that was cool, that's it. That's really stupid to say. Anywho, big reveal, the son was Yutaka, aka S? Oh wait, no, S is son. Okay. Kiri couldn't respond. Her hands had stopped trembling, but that didn't mean she had calmed down. She was looking at me with an astonished expression. She didn't even realize the arrowhead was no longer pointing at me. I may have caught it, but the S stands for Shinkawa. She only half contained a smile. She couldn't even keep her emotions in check. You saw such things as a child. I knew you wouldn't lead a normal life. Her voice was shrill. Yeah. I mean, they really hit it off the first time they met. Why is Yutaka an asshole here, somehow? It's the truth. Her hands began to tremble again. It did happen, and Yutaka did do such a thing. He was the most enthusiastic. I laughed. Well, since he was a child, it's probably difficult for him to have a fully grown woman as a companion. That's why voice began to crack. The memory loss. Those words immediately shut Kiri's mouth tight. Like a great detective giving her such a revelation. The whole mystery has been solved, Kiri. So Yutaka has no memories of what he was before? How did he break his leg? He only had one working leg, and that's why he's on crutches, right? I also know why his legs are injured. Thanks, Taichi. Thanks for answering the question right after I asked it. Whoa, 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 what was that? What was that? That was like a single frame. What was that? It's because I was there. I saw like some guy on the floor really bloody for one frame, and then it cross dissolved away. Oh well. Not at all. I didn't think Yutaka even survived. Also, I didn't even remember his name. It was a coincidence that I met him. I was forced into a girl's outfit as well. I didn't seem to realize. Nevertheless, Yutaka survived. Then things happened. I was released. After some twists and turns, I ended up coming here. If you think about it, it's rather obvious. For Yutaka and I, there's no such thing that would mess us up. It was inevitable that we met. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Kind of a weird story. That came out of nowhere, but okay. Alright, Taichi, I'll trust you. I'd only realized it after he and I become close. Yeah, I couldn't lie to her any further. I didn't want to spill it all out. I wasn't filled with such intent immediately. There's something that happened in the past. Tides began to turn. A wave of emotion struck her, and it washed back over me. Hold on. Kiri, you're the one who attacked me first. If he was regretting what you did, I thought of letting him go. You seemed so happy when you were hanging out. You remember well. That's right. That's exactly what I meant. Now, the question was raised again. Hey Kiri, do you think Yutaka was happy? A common question. Oh, it recontextualizes the question of like, I think he was happy when he died, or I think he was happy when was an asshole, and then he lost his memories, or then I killed him. I guess it's a bit more convoluted than that, but we got more information. However, this time it had an opposite meaning. Of course he'd be the school bully. Did he really always have a hard time? There are no moments of happiness. There were, right? Oh, so he was happy when he was an asshole. So, like, that's bad. Kiri wouldn't reply, she just hung her head. I'm setting up my blanket, and I'm sleeping on my chair. Her weapon was lowered as well. I don't have a gamer chair. I have, like, 2 office chairs. Her animosity and bloodlust were spent with, like, a withered flower. I'm using, you know, I'm sitting on one like a normal chair, and I'm using the other one to put my legs on. And I'm covering both of them with a blanket. Hell yeah. Her slight form was filled with poisonous doubts. Now I got like a home fort, pillow fort kind of feel. Not really. That's the way it goes. If you forget about the past, your heart would be clean. Nothing can get in the way of your happiness then. Sorry for interrupting with my stupid blanket business. Anywho. Alright. If you forget the past, your heart would be clean. That's why I made him remember. Okay. That afternoon, Kiri tried covering her ears. Don't shut me out. Your hands stopped. It was a beautiful day. Birds outside. Something. Singing. Wait, birds outside. Oh, whatever. As you saw on the rooftop, we were talking it out. It's a beautiful day. Flowers outside, birds are singing, flowers are blooming. Days like this, kids like you should be burning in hell. Took me a while to like remember the line. Darn. And the time he asked me, what can I do to make you forgive me? It's not about forgiveness. A sin is something that can never be undone. It's untouchable and unalterable. I had no will to condemn him. Just had one question for him, so I asked him, what's the capital of Ecuador? Why don't you die now? Thought I had said to him. Then Yutaka actually committed suicide. Oh, okay, and kill him. Cool. Oh, Kiri collapsed. I squatted down beside her. A pitying smile was etched on my face. In the end, there's only one thing we can be sure about. Just a bit more, she would be broken. I knew this and still. I whispered in her ear to give the critical blow with my deadly weapon. Your brother was a filthy piece of shit. Snap. I knew that something within Kiri had broken. It could never be fixed. Imagine if all of that was still lies. It was still Taichi lying and being a dick, and Taichi just pushed him over the fence. Imagine that. With Taichi's level of psychopathy, it's plausible. It's not impossible either. 5 minutes of silence had passed. Kiri didn't even shed a tear. Said that tears are for releasing stress from the body, but Kiri can cry. A deep despair had come over her. The despair had built up deep inside her heart. We'd kindly remained by her side for a long time. Okay. To you? Because you loved him, Kiri. You truly did. It was pure and fleeting, but instead of expressing it to him, the feeling had left to rust. You just let it go to waste. Kiri didn't understand what I was telling her, but that was understandable. You're direct and fragile at the same time. That's what I like about you. You understand, Kiri? I love you. Really? I've only been telling the truth so far. I never resented him. Hold on. Another auto bright. Anyways, Kira, you've been treating me as a murderer all this time, right? Oh, that makes sense. Look, if the auto could go faster, there would be the setting, alright? Her expression darkened. It's already a 100% fastness. Speed, I mean. Shut up, don't question me.
本当のことなんて教えてくれなくて、自分で考えるしかなくて。それに、まだ信じられないです。あの豊かが。
Okay. Can't expect everyone to know everything and tell you everything. I spoke to her like a teacher. Thanks to you, I've kind of been hated and kicked around. That was a long silence. She felt that Kiri was trying to get herself mentally stable. Her decision was made.
どうしたらいいんですか?
What do you want to do?
私たちは先輩に不当な
Yeah, lick my feet, you slave. We took responsibility for Itaga's actions. Well, what to
謝ったら
do?
許してくれますか?
There's no need to apologize. I'll never forgive you. Well then, will you do whatever I say? She nodded her head. I'd be like, depends if it's, you know, equal to me hating you all this time, instead of like, will you jump off the roof and join Yutaka? Placed my head on her head. With that hand, I stroked the side of her face and ran a finger along the inside of her ear. Can you stop doing this creepy shit? The world only had a day left anyway. Might as well go out with a bang. I no longer matter what kind of person I would be. Really?
許されるのなら
Not gonna be like a genie in a lamp and say only up to 3 wishes, are you?
私にできることなら
She had become so timid. You know, I'm weird, so I'll probably ask you to give me your used school uniform. Are you okay with that?
お好きに
Wow. Too cute.
おしかる
She had tears in her eyes, but
ました
she was now my love slave. Elia, comment Love Slave, that song from Under 17. Ugh. I'm surprised I can actually get one. Not bad staying alive. Well, I mean, you got Miki as your apprentice, and now you got Kiri as your love slave. Not bad staying alive, but I only had one more day. Yikes, I had to hurry, as I impatiently moved on to the next step. Maybe I should demand something more naughty. Kiri began to tremble, obviously startled.
エッチなことを
Maybe some meat on meat action. I love steaks. I hate myself. I just wanted to know what level was acceptable for you. It's pretty heavy-handed.
私をその抱くんですか?
I haven't decided yet. I definitely decided to sleep with her. It was difficult to say. I'll just stand there for now.
今から
There's no time. I have to get a super filthy scene going ASAP. I need to get demonetized as quickly as possible. Or at least I will. I made her stand on the teacher's platform. Alright, let's do something nasty. She was lost for words. Her whole face turned red from bashfulness. She seemed anxious about whatever kind of lewd experience I was going to force out of her. I was anxious as well to begin the percentage to do anything you want to a single person. The pressure was immense. I'd gone into full timid mode. All the vigor and determination I had before only lasts for a short period of time. Alright, Kiri. You know my tough talk was shabby at best. It's time for confessions now. I'll ask you some questions and you'll answer them honestly. Got it?
はい
My mind had gone blank. Okay. I figured before you make up the game confessions, you'd have some questions to ask. But alright. Maybe they just wanted to, oh, let's do a fun, sexy activity like truth or dare. But no, he had nothing in mind. I was completely empty-handed. It can't be. A veteran like me. How could I have suddenly become such a rookie? You have to put her to the same somehow. When did you hit puberty? What the hell kind of question was that?
11から13くらい
Hmm.
だったよう
Alright. I heard it was around 8. Between 11 and 13 is kind of a long time, but I guess when you hit puberty, it's actually kind of hard to tell. Especially, I feel like for girls, it's a lot easier to tell because, like, your period starts, right? And it's a much more of a clear sign than men, unless, well, I guess you'd have a wet dream. I don't know. Whatever. I heard it was 8. 11 is kind of late, right? That's like when boys get it. You know, Kira's confused. She still answered. Unless A is actually early, then I don't. I have a very skewed perception then. Conversation died. I had to overreact to make her embarrassed. At 13, that's pretty early.
そう。
No, it's not. To have those luscious D cups. Wait, you don't think so? At 13? I become so
わか
meek.
りません。あんま人に言うものでもないので。あと、D カップ
Yeah,
じゃない。
duh. D stands for duh. Time to change the question. It stands for dough. Something that would embarrass girls. No good, I drew blanks again. Why? Was I really so weak? When did you bathe? What do you wash first?
お腹から。
For me it's hair. So, anyways, I see.
は
Come on, I had to ask more. What kind of shampoo to use?
あ、ジャック賛成の。
Me too. Anti-dandruff? I don't know why I answer these questions as
リ
well.
ンスも同じメーカーの。
Me too. What? What brand? Oh, the shampoo and the conditioner? Those are the kind of questions I want to ask. Are you on a balanced diet?
家族がいた頃は、最近は自信がないです。
Never. Diets are for weaklings. That's why I'm anemic. That's no good. Here, take these supplements. I presented her a handful of vitamin supplements. Do you always keep them in your pocket or something? You can't live off of MREs. You need veggies too. Health management is one's own duty. Take care of yourself, okay? Is there anything else I can do?
いえ、頑張ります。
Good. Let me know if you're ever in trouble. What am I doing? Being so sweet right
先
now.
輩
Gah! I don't even know what I want to do right now. Your shoulders are so narrow. When I hug them, it feels so nice.
はい。
I rubbed my cheek against hers, like what I would do to a cat. Marry me. Be my idol.
落ち着いてください。苦しいです。
Sorry. I let her go, stared longingly at Kiri.
Hi.
Kiri, yes. You're an innocent yet unstable girl, and I want to smother you with my love and do crazy things to you, but I also want to take care of you.
よくわかりませんか。どうぞご自由に。
Yeah, served any way he likes. What's that one company that has have it your way? It wasn't Nike. Yeah, it's probably Subway. I could feel my insides swelling up massive energy. Like I would burst at any moment. No more pre-game shows, time for the main event. Your shyness and my instinct, let's see which one is the real deal. I had no idea what I was saying either. Nevertheless, it's showtime. I want to see what color your panties are.
それは
Alright, time to find out. Here I come.
めくりたいですか。
No, you do it, Kiri. Come on, show it to
自分
me.
でって。
Yeah, no time. Faster. Held down her skirt in hesitation for a moment, made the final decision. Why don't you do the technique where like it goes up, the parachute thing, and it stays up for a lot longer? I'm sure he mastered it at this point. But whatever. She slowly lifted up her skirt like a heavy curtain being drawn to it by a grand performance. Wow, good to know. Thanks, Taichi. I'm gonna lose all the money now, and I'm gonna get banned. I'm gonna keep this because this is the Steam censored version, and just hope that YouTube is not being a meanie today. Those panties. After much suffering, the great joy had finally come.
もういいですか。
They look kind of loose fitting. I don't know. What are you talking about? We barely started. I'm getting a call. Hold on, guys. Hey, I'm back. I was gone for another hour. I feel like my natural time to stop playing is actually just an hour, not 2 hours. Unless I'm really invested. Like, really, really invested. Anywho, let's get into this. Oh my god, a girl is showing Taichi her panties? What? I know to you guys it's like, but you just read that portion. But to me it's been an hour. Okay, hold on. What are you talking about? We barely started.
もう降ろさせてください。恥ずかしくて死にそう。
It's a long road ahead before we reach the end. Keep it up like that.
こんなことおかしいです。
They're great
どう
panties.
も
Thanks. They look great on you, Kiri. Really matches your youth and cleanful nature. As your supple legs and the way it gently embraces your shows freshness to the people. Work of
評論
art.
しないでください。
Alright, can love right now. Look a relief to your like overskirt. Damn. Damn, Daniel. What are those? Next, come here, Kiri.
はい。
You held her close. Oh, yeah. This literally isn't her first kiss with Taichi. Smooch, 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 smooch. I released my lips from hers, hearing that out a long sigh. Guess you don't mind kisses. I'm starting to understand her.
先輩
The strength had been sapped from Kiri's arms. I guess what I'm really doing is,
先輩
on my first second kiss, to steal her trembling voice. So we sank to the floor together. What a romantic moment. 30 minutes passed. We sat together idly on the floor. He was weeping in anguish. I was battling with a deep feeling of guilt. Damn. That's what happens when Kiri's just like, oh, I'll let you do whatever to me. God, it's exciting, right? Sorry if it happened off screen. Yeah. Yeah. You better apologize. The classroom floor must have not been like a easy place to do it either. Sounds hard. Stop crying so much.
違います。
She hoarsely spoke the words between her sobs. No? As she turned to face me as I saw her face covered in tears.
だから死ぬしかなかった。
No.
ですよね。
Oh,
そ
that.
れだけのことをしたから死ぬしかないから。
About you,
先
Taka.
輩
Kiri came towards me for a kiss. I happily obliged. With playfulness, with love, and to give up, and like that, Kiri had become mine. Well, if that was not Kiri's route, I don't know what is.
うせえ。
So yeah, it's about that time, huh? I'd return to the rooftop.
キリチンは連れてきたですね。
Of course.
何やらつやつやしているような。
I am full of energy.
どうしたの？なんでもない。ブルーのあれは終わったんでしょ？終わったけど。
Kiri began restlessly rubbing her legs
顔色
together.
が優れませんね。平気ですか？平気です。ちょっと疲れが。夏バテして。
That's no good. You need to drink my special white juice to fight the summer heat. You practically said the word. I took him out of
あり
canteen.
がとうございます。
Oh,
リケ君。
milk. Okay, right? Misato received the canteen at a glance. Like any other lactic product, my elixir had a very special ingredient. Ew.
白汁？
Ew.
あ
Stop.
れは何でしょう？
Please. I look through the sky. Some sort of UFO or a
ドバド
mothership.
バドバドバ。
There was nothing.
ごちそうさまでした。
Oh god, I hate you. I hate you, Taichi, so much. Misato handed back the now empty canteen. You already drank it?
3人で分けてたっぷりと。
Mm.
え？です？
Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Oh, good.
私には捨ててたように見えん。
Quickly threw her arms around me and gave her a huge hug. Wow, what a great hug. Their chests squished together beautifully. You dumped it?
見てくださ
Okay, good. They didn't drink it. Good, good, good. She took it me with her.
キリチンさ、何？
I could hear them talking behind us. I was a bit curious of their conversation, but my attention was turned towards the tent. Ah, rubber.
ラバー。つまり恋人のことだ。
Oh yeah, you know, I guess you're right. Sakura was inside the tent. Where's Tomoki?
シスコンが講じて帰宅した。
It's that important to miss out the big broadcast event?
配
Okay.
線だけは整えていた。
That's
奴は仕事人だ。
got it. Well, if they had come this far, there's nothing to worry about, right?
喉も渇きましたし。
Misato took a can of green tea from the mini fridge. I thought you already drank the white juice. Still thirsty?
ほら、余ったバッテリーで文明の利器が復活です。
There's a fridge smaller than the one in the cloakroom. Wow, tell me this
久し
time.
ぶりに冷たい飲み物です。
He knows how to engineer a fridge?
あなたの分
Or
です
just
よ。
bring a fridge up here and give it power? I don't know. Well, that's good now. But Misato, my white juice.
乾杯。
Alright, cheers. Maybe my white juice wasn't enough. There's a special lactic drink with lemon juice. That's still kind of bad. It's not as bad, obviously. Doesn't that make it buttermilk, right? Oh well. Took a quick drink and just rested in the tent's shade. Ah, that's the refreshment we needed, Akiri. After you worked up such a sweat.
先輩。
Hahaha.
先輩たちもおしっこしてたんですか？
Yep, we went in the bushes. We wanted to see who would go further.
できないです。
Literally, the girl would never win.
そんな楽しそうなことを私に内緒で。
Yeah, Miki's just like, if only I could show them my power.
それは全然楽しそうじゃないから。そうかな。
Even in the face of rapid progress in deforestation in recent years, Miki should still be innocent and naive as ever. Keep moving around like that, everyone will be able to see Akiri. Akiri held on the fridge of her skirt and went completely silent.
ところで太一、明日の放送だが、
Oh,
部長先輩に
great.
言われて原稿を書いてみた。
Sakuraga's work better be better than Taichi's. Really, you did such a
ちょっ
thing.
と見てくれ。意見が聞きたい。
I wasn't able to read it. What language is this?
万が一傍受されても意味がわからないよう多重に暗号化してあ
Multi-encrypted
る
it. You do it when it's being broadcasted, not before. Hit him over the head. Doesn't make any sense.
桜庭くんに振った時間がまるまる無駄に。
Well, he knows the key, right? Just unencrypt it. Decrypt it. What's the point of an SOS message? It's not understandable. And then? Well, I mean, there is a point, because then you would just send it, and there would be a message, even if it didn't make any sense, you know? Heard the sound of bells on the breeze. It's a wind chime, right?
これからみんなでここにつるむようになるのならと思って。
He sometimes had sensible ideas as well. Humankind is on the brink of extinction. Who can know if there's any hope? And yet Sakura was so carefree. Of course, you're going to hang out.
お願いします。
As long as he can. Sato carried a pleased look of happiness in her
で
eyes.
も、キリチン元気ないね。そう。そんなことないよ。
Perhaps I'd been pushing her too hard. The truth and the act must have become quite a burden for Kiri. However, only one day left, that's all the world had. There's something that could heal Kiri's heart was certainly out of my grasp, so... Oh well, so... At home, it was usually a lonely space, but today was a blossom that planted herself here. Come on in.
お邪魔します。うわ
Whoa, so clean. Visitors are often surprised. The love of chaos.
どこに座れと。
Literally, why do you put your cloth or clothes or whatever on the computer? You can need that. You need that.
はい。
I handed her a rake. Make room for yourself. Better for her to handle herself. Kiri sat down in the open space which she created with the rake.
この人って。
Yes. Sit tight. I went downstairs briefly and came back with a tomato in hand. Here, it's full of vitamins. As she hesitated for taking a bite of the tomato, she relaxed since we're going to live here from now on. She suddenly froze in her
ずっと
place.
ですか？
You want to?
わかりません。もう先輩は私の初めての人なので。
Whoa.
それに 私はこれを償いだと思ってます。
Yeah, being with Taichi is pain.
豊と私の二人分の
Yutaka, huh? This is what Kiri's going to do from now on. Yutaka. Shall I help you eat the tomato? Snatched the tomato from Kiri's hands, took a giant bite out of it, and then I kissed her. You slid the bite of tomato into her mouth. That is really gross. She only gave a moment's resistance. Does it taste good?
はい
Then let's have some more. Continued feeding her that way. Kiri's face had flushed by the time we finished the tomato. You're mine and mine alone,
そう
Kiri.
ですね
And yet you seem so sad. Kiri forced a smile onto her face in reply. It looked nothing like a smile, more like a cramp. I wrapped my arms around her and forced her to the ground. What was left of the fruit fell to the floor. Tomatoes are fruits. Oh my god. Shrine was ominous in the dead of night. I placed my journal, the 6th notebook. Oh yeah, I wasn't thought. These journal notebooks are being enshrined there. From tomorrow, the world will rewind, and the notebook will be gone. This is the reason why I couldn't find the notebook on Monday. But within the shrine, it appeared as if the laws of the Rhine world really didn't apply. I see. Placed my journal within, a good save point. The moment I finished that last journal, my life, my salty life, had begun. There's no going back. Just one day. It's the final day. I'd better live that life to the fullest. And then tomorrow, he's gonna have to be reminded that the shrine exists again. Oh well. So Sunday came. The weather was fine. It was a gray area that wasn't in journals. I had no idea how the world would end on this day. 1 week went by so fast. The days for which I struggled to make Kiri mine had finally come, and yet it's fortunate that we were able to reform Club. If I were to continue going over the notebooks, I'm sure I'd find a clue in their reformation. I long for those happy occasions in many times and in many ways. This box garden is beyond saving. Forgot what box garden meant. I know it mentioned that before, but I don't remember. Guess I should have read a bit deeper into it. Still, no one around. I looked over the area. There's a pipe down in various parts spread across the spacious rooftop, the hastily constructed antenna, the blue sky. It was free of any radio or electromagnetic waves. You know, it is about the broadcasting club, but it is also surprisingly anti-Denpa because all the telecommunication lines, telephone lines, and electrical stuff is like just off. And there's no waves in the air. Here was Kiri who looked up to the sky, not a cloud up there. Yet Kiri's face seemed to wear other clouds instead. Wear those clouds. We might have guessed the face together. Sat there in silence. Before long, Ohayou gozaimasu. Everyone began to show up. I spoke a word to Mimi, but Tomoka came as well. Thanks. When should we start?
特に決まってはいないので、今からでも。
I need to
DJ.
drink. DJ? Oh yeah, the DJ who will broadcast. You know what's faster if I literally get my auto clicker and then no one raised a hand to volunteer and then timed it myself. Oh, these words. It's gonna progress. How about you, Mimi? They're gonna progress every like 500 milliseconds or something. That's way too fast, but whatever. Are they sending out a recording or a live broadcast? I wonder. Mickey's in the middle of tearing up a strip of beef jerky. A less than pretty sight. How do you read with auto? Choose out of the picture. It's so slow. I'm only doing it in down times when I can't use my hands. Anywho. There's no time to talk about money. Sakuraba.
俺に理路整然としたことが話せると思うか
I'm glad you could understand yourself. Alright then, Kiri? Her face changed color. She instantly began to sweat discomfort. DJ Kiri.
無理です。人前で話すなんて。
Where's Toko? Say what? The whole Liyuan race is gone. What audience are you talking
希
about?
望はどうした
Oof. Took a chop to the
熱い
head.
です。ダメです。無理です。奇妙なこ ことになります。
Kiri's completely caught up in her fear. I want to see what strange Kiri sounds like. I took her by the hand. I took her by the ankle. I can see her panties. Okay. Kiri hastily forced down her skirt. Kiri immediately collapsed. I took advantage to drag her along. Congrats on your big debut. Not having it, huh? I let Kiri go. She quickly ran behind Miki. Her mentality was like a small little animal. Fine, then I'll do it. There's no one else who would. What's up? Big Conan. There's only a few phrases that are on the RAM of my mind that are like on the forefront, and I repeat them all day, every day. What should I say? Nothing came to mind. Hey, I'm Taichi, and I'm here to say, it's a pointless SOS. No one felt that way. My own body's moved as if it was mine. Sat in the chair and took the mic in hand. I acted with hardly a thought, to be honest. Whenever I acted with thought, there's a connection to these people around me that made this way. Is anyone out there who can hear this broadcast? This is the Gunjo Gakuen Broadcasting Club. Is anyone left out there? This is the Gunjo Gakuen Broadcasting Club. We have 8 surviving members. We have 8 survivors. People are important. Family and friends are important. For as long as you're still human. We're all in good health. If you don't mind not being human no longer, then doing in isolation is a possibility. But I was still happy to be human. I thought it would be a creature of reason and instinct. Then I could have been a completely harmless being, but I couldn't. I didn't have enough contact or the connections with people. Family. Whoopsies. They were gone. In this box garden paradise, my companions had become as faint as the atmosphere around me. I couldn't even remember their faces. No encounter with Yoko. She never treated me as a stranger. The Shinkawas forced me to learn the dangers of humanity. I never had contact with others during my childhood. Most sensitive at times. Oh, okay, well that makes sense. I have a sin from the past which I have to confess about. The sound of a bell rang through the air. I could feel 6 pairs of eyes focused on me. Yeah, don't confess your sins. When it's an SOS signal. I've let a friend die. They didn't die by my hands, but I still let him die. That friend was a person who hurt me in the past. He lost his memory and he appeared in front of me. He acted as if his sins in the past were lost with his memories. I didn't realize who he was at first. Since it was something that happened a long time ago, the atmosphere around me changed. Through the questions and uncertainties from those 6 pairs of eyes, I should settle down soon. And the atmosphere would become bitter. But then one day I came to know the truth in a flash of brutal clarity. To be honest, the scars I've received from shouldn't have influenced me now. I, Taichi Kurosu, is aiming to be a young adult that can accept anything. However, Kiri shifted uncomfortably and she brought her hand to her mouth. I wasn't able to see that person as a friend anymore after I found out. Kiri? It became more like a thing in my eyes. This feeling I had for him was different from not being able to forgive him. Definitely though, my value of him changed. No, it didn't change, it became nothing to me. I lost interest in him. When you guys had memories back, he begged for my forgiveness. If he hadn't asked me to forgive him, things may have ended differently. There's no way of changing the past. It's either you accept the sins or despite them. I feel those are the only 2 ways to deal with it. His sins itself wasn't much of anything really. I should have just taken it as a joke and kept being friends with him. Tears, huh? That's something I don't have. How couldn't I just tell him to don't worry about it? I think about it constantly. It's because I'm twisted. Because my mind is twisted. I lack sense, but in order to have sense, other people are needed. Without conflict, how do people grow? But I hurt and lost a friend who gave me that conflict. This is my dilemma. Even if memories are lost, what happened in the past stays. But should I be hurt or should I hurt him? We still could have stayed as good friends. She cried. Everyone probably have already realized what's going on. What happened between Yutaka and I? No one spoke out. No one was stopping my broadcast. I'm scared of what I am. I can't kill myself. It's not an option. I thought it'd be much better if everyone else were gone instead. Whenever I was suffering, that thought would run through my head. A week passed since humans have disappeared from the face of the earth. Damn. Thank God Taichi is doing the broadcast and not me, who's coughing all over the place in this shit. Ugh. It is a sad scene though. Hold on. I've often wondered if any of this was my fault. Since I am worthless after all. Not to show my gratitude or not to my fellow friends who've always stayed by my side to know what kind of person I am.
どっちだよ。
A weird quip from
否定の
Sakuraba.
連続
Lol, don't do that. Don't keep following up like usual. For yourself. Even if it's for selfish reasons, we should care but for those around us, for the sake of being a slightly less horrible person every day. We still have friends, who bond us with our painful past. They were ugly, unbearable experiences for each of us, but still we understood what people needed each other. That's why I believe there must still be people out there hearing this broadcast. Our location is. I also stated how to contact us. Okay, that should do. Guess I talked enough. I feel like you should have been like, this is Gunjo Gakuen, we are here, here's the people that are alive, and that's... I'm not gonna say that should be it, because this is definitely an emotional scene, but that should absolutely be the first words you say, just in case if like the broadcast cuts off or something. That's been the 8 survivors of the Gunjo Gakuen Broadcasting Club. Until next week. I finished. I let out a huge sigh. Then I heard an applause. Pushed from Mimi, then everyone else followed suit. I felt sincere and I felt good about it. At the same time, a wave of embarrassment washed over me, scratched my cheek and bore the brunt of their killing kindness.
はいよくできました
Phew.
来週なのか？
Damn. He's just out with it. Turns out he did regain his memories and ask for forgiveness. But he was just kind of like, oh man, I can't believe you'd ask for forgiveness. It's a sin. He'll never be forgiven. I don't know. I don't share the same mindset. Even like the worst of criminals could become better, like as a possibility. Depends on the case. No, not really. I think it should be anyone. It's just like, I don't know, it just takes time and a lot of rehab. Oh well, that's just the thing people say.
いいんじゃないの細かいことは
It's not gonna work.
だな。
かっこよかったっす
Yeah, took out a disposable camera, took a bunch of pictures.
照れ
Knock
て
it
る
off.
照れてる
So annoying. And then
先輩
Kiri stood up. I wonder what she would say. I waited anxiously. Oh, good.
お疲れ様でした
She lowered her head. My emotions welled up within me. I wasn't able to form any words. So mysterious, yet relieving to have such a sensation. I felt that my heart was overflowing, just a little though. Thanks. All of a sudden, the sky began to turn pale. Wait, why now? Things had suddenly become terrifying. I had to keep my cool though. I held on to Kiri. I fell to my knees and burned my face in her abdomen.
どうしたんです
The sky had turned pale. Okay, so we are awake on the last day, and now we know how it's gonna repeat itself, I guess.
大胆なことを
Okay, hold on. Actually, I feel like I know a way to figure out that I have done some routes. On Steam, there is a bunch of achievements. So if I get an achievement during the game, I should be able to be like, yeah, I did that. Cool. Wow, that's a bold move.
順
Okay.
位制定学
斬新な言葉だ、部長先輩。
やっぱ太一はエロいな
Oh, the comfort. I was in absolute terror. I feared losing myself. My last save point was Saturday night. The joy, the confession, and my small amount of growth today are all be for nothing. I was scared, terrified, petrified.
先輩泣いて
You can run to the shrine and like write a note.
キリチ
My ears rang. Though my eyes were buried in Kiri's chest, I can see that the world was gradually turning white. Turning white. Damn it. Those are my last words. Damn it. Where's that damn 4th Chaos Emerald? Well, that was that. For that point. Okay then. Time to do the loop again. I don't think I chose the right options. Let me check this. Oh, this one. Oh, hold on. All of these say like finish scenario in another story, unlock things, and something that says send back Misato, send back Toko, send back Kiri. I don't know what that means. Apparently there's a Sakuraba route. That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna play one more loop, and after that I might end this let's play series. Because I just want to spend time doing other things, and the loop takes very, very long, like 3 episodes or multiple. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm making that much progress by just putting in random choices as well. Even though I did read a lot of new things, I guess. If I had to guess, I quote unquote did the Misato, not Miki, Toko, and Kiri route. Yoko was involved there a bit, but I don't think we fully developed her character yet. We didn't quote unquote finish those routes, but we definitely had some progression in them. Anyway, all of these are like, it's just stuff we read already. Although, it started to make more sense, because he lived in a mansion. Sitting on the floor, like those kind of days. Beyond the window, I saw the black. Let me skim read this. A maiden in her bower, in a Western-style dress. A reflection was trapped in that glass wall between the outside world and my room. Okay, then. Who on earth are you?
Taichi.
Okay. Magical face. Wife or older sister? Okay, yeah. We read all this before. I wonder why this happened. Hey, Yoko. Is that Yoko? Right? Okay. This is new dialogue. Let's go ahead and start it then. I managed to gather everyone from the broadcasting club, now nearly on the verge of collapsing to a camp. That's how it worked. The broadcasting club was growing in members. Yoko Asakura, Misato Miyasumi. Misato Miyasumi? Oh, Miyasumi is... okay. Taichi Kurosu, Shiroshu Sakuraba, Tomoki Shima, Toko Kirihara, Miki Yamanobe, Kiri Sakura. 8 members in total. These 8 people had no relations with each other whatsoever before the camp. Firstly, Yoko could care less about other people, so she didn't take part in club activities. Sakura was always a bit of a wanderer, so there's no way he would regularly join in. Shima and Mimi had a dispute, so there was a cold war going on between those two. Toko was in a cold war with me. Vicky was a friendly girl, but she distanced herself from the club since she was with Kiri. Yeah, that Kiri didn't like me. First of all, that I didn't attend regularly either. Mimi took care of this and that all on her own. I saw that occasionally. She didn't say anything to any of us as we stayed put in the clubroom. Not saying anything may have been a disguise for another emotion she had. Suddenly something had happened inside me. It occurred to my heart that I can explain exactly what it was. Thinking back, I might have been close to my limit, but I was able to gain some sort of happiness through it. I'm able to remember this scene for the rest of my life. I possessed a strong visual memory. Anyhow, I got stirred up and gathered everyone. I used a little force. I did something similar when we went to the beach last year, but controlled them once I pulled this out. I ventured out and took action to make summer camp happen as it had every year. But it was a huge fail. I've done it behind the faculty's back before, but... No, it's not her.
不愉快です。やめようよ、喧嘩は。
Wait, I didn't lie to you.
話したんでしょ。だから嫌だったんです。みんなでなんて。
Man, they're so nice when they came back to the school after the camp. What happened? They entered a dispute that achieved nothing. Everyone's relations were the same. Others just seemed to highlight all the bad parts. Camp ended in sorrow and distress. For several days, they didn't speak a word to each other. Conversation was possible as long as they met one-on-one. The atmosphere was horrible because of the dysfunctional relationships. This time I borrowed Mimi's strength, which led to losing the trust she had for me. I wondered what Mimi thought about me and what I did, but the seven of us hit the road home. I didn't want to see them. We were all exhausted and tired. We avoided eye contact with each other, almost as if they were strangers. So I walked in front. I walked past. The sun went down as he walked back. Felt like we were walking for a terribly long time, for hours and hours. It was a walk that usually didn't take an hour. Perhaps we were just tired. No one said anything. The footsteps of 7 people, 8 including myself, that was it. That's the only sound in the world. The trail was oddly quiet. It's not even the faint sound of insects. Even the air felt oddly cold, although it was still summer at that moment. The world seemed blurred. I was viewing the same scene from a different perspective. I stopped for a moment. I didn't know whether I should keep going or not. I kept going anyway. I heard Misato's voice from behind. I kept going anyway, and looking straight ahead. If we could do it all again, or if I hadn't stopped. If I had stopped and not turned back. I wondered if we could have been able to keep going without making a mistake. What? Misato seems nice. I feel like we're getting like glimpses and pieces and bits more of like the original camp happenings after every loop, just a bit more. Monday. Mondays. 7 a.m. time to get up. I hate Mondays. Shikashi, you didn't have to get up, little one. I heard a kind motherly voice. I responded to her in my head. Really? Why? So I can eat you. You're not an old hag, you're a wolf. After that, I just slept. Okay, well, that was kind of trippy. I was happy. Who's the Little Red Riding Hood? Mankind probably had been destroyed, but at that very moment, my happiness closer to that of a god. Okay, Yoko. Taichi would want that to happen, though. Flub, rustling. Whoa! I jumped awake. Ugh. Some kind of stimulation, groaning. Someone was inside my futon. Who is it? I tried kicking them. My heel, trained well from karate, strong attack down was easily caught. I escaped the impact, twisted away, trying to stop my movement. I preempted twisted my body and at the same time kicked with my other foot, and my heel completely missed. What? She blew into my ears, making me bend back like a prawn. Stop it! I struggled and rolled off the bed. I hit my head. Ouch. I was shocked and felt like I lost something important inside of me. Okay, you know what? There aren't that many hot CGs in this visual novel. But this is one of them. They drew this one real fine, okay? Where are you playing at? Thanks. Don't wake me up like that ever again. What's this part of the uniform? It's like a belt. Like it doesn't actually strap onto the other side. Just what is it about? You look discontent. And everyone's gone anyway, so it's fine if I just don't wake up, right? Everyone's gone? Oh, so they know already at the beginning? Okay. Got up and I'm already tired. They don't know about the loop yet. At least Taichi doesn't. She should read the package. You get to deliver lunch, but instead you did dirty stuff and tried to fight. Listen to me. Wait up, don't worry. Explain common sense to someone without any is useless anyways. Huh? Decided to get changed. I took my clothes off. It wasn't embarrassing for her to see me like this anyway. Actually, I didn't care. I was taking off my pajamas, and underwear started to go down as well. I turned around and saw Yoko pulling them down with both hands. Don't come any closer to me. I ran away to the corner of the room and screeched at her. Why did you pull my underwear down? She feigned ignorance. Hold on. Is this your way of getting back at me for always playing jokes on you? Need to reposition myself again. I can't tell if like there's any shuffling noises being picked up the mic, but if there is, then you know what it is now. Then why did you use such a thing?
好きだから。
How blunt. Lies. I denied what she said while posing like a naked full-grown man drawn on the plate with satellite, showing mankind the history of man. Okay, there it is. It's still on auto. It just hasn't progressed to the text yet for some reason. Tried to do something weird. Hey, there you go. Come on, you leopardess. Admit your sins. Okay. Now I'm probably comfortable. I looked for a new pair of underwear.
出してある。
Except that I paid little attention and wore it. Huh? The drawer is made of metal? I heard a locking sound from behind. Rebecca saw Yoko doing something while crouching. What are you doing? You locked my metal
鍵をし
underwear?
ないと外れてしまうから。
But why is there a lock on the
携帯
underwear?
だから。
Okay. Chastity belt. So I can get out of
鍵
it?
がないと
I
脱げ
thought
な
it.
い。
Okay. Key! I struck at her.
ごっくん。
No! She put it on her tongue and swallowed it. What?
先週
Why?
の太一はエッチだった。
Yeah. He was.
ダメ。そんなの。
Didn't get up to anything unusual at all last week.
その先週じゃない。とにかく、目に余る所業。断固阻止。
Oh, Yoko read the journal. I see. I don't get you swallowing the key and all.
もう外れない。
You bitch. You want an enema?
いいけど、今しても無駄だと思う。
What's an
それでいいな
enema?
ら
Hold
どう
on.
ぞ。
That's fine with me, but I think it'd be useless anyway. You're more than welcome to go ahead and try. She beat me. This girl could probably spew it all out on her own. Like a grandpa who can swallow a live goldfish whole and spit it out. I fell for it. I fell for her heart. I fell for her.
落ち着いて。私の太一。低層体をつけたり
There's like only one
理由がある。
reason why you would put a chastity belt on someone. There's a reason why you would put a chastity belt on a fellow comrade who's been through thick and thin with you.
少し調べてみたのだけれど、
The sucker spoke as if nothing had
電
happened.
車に行けなくなっていたの。
Oh, what is so important about the power plant? She mentioned it as, earlier as well. What is it? Is there a good reason to visit it? The reason for the chastity belt?
それと、祠の情報で大体把握できた。
Oh, what's your conclusion? What has that got to do with the chastity belt? Yoko searched through her luggage. What is she
太
doing?
一、これを
You passed me a bunch of new notebooks, the information I just told you, and these items are not having a connection to each other. Limit to how little information you can
それ
give.
と、いろいろ変。だからもう少し本格的に調査してみたい。
Right, we'll wait.
見守っていない間、太一が変なことしないように低層体を。
Disappointed. That
昼は戻ってくるから。
Okay, see ya. Sorry, the lunch was too. It's been a while since I've seen Yoko so active. I wondered if something had happened. I didn't do anything in particular to incite her either. She pressed her lips against my cheek and left. I started the journey to school like a robot. I felt discomfort in my crotch. It hurt when I walked. I had to walk bow-legged. At least this pose suits nice fellows. I guess I'll go with the scruffy look. The only thing was to act normal. I walked up the slope. Huh? It was the sound of tires screeching against the road. Red flag. Too easy. I harassed from early morning. My whole body was sensitive to sexual excitement. In other words, I that my ability to detect danger had become sharper. Ha! I could evade any sort of attack as long as I knew it was coming. Never mind. What? If it wasn't for this chassis belt getting in the way of my walking. I was hit hard and flew into a bunch of bushes. The chastity belt protected me. Never mind, it's a personal joke. I got out of the bushes and brushed off the dirt. Of course, with bowed legs. Don't call it bowed legs. I spoke defensively.
今週も元気そうだ。
understand. Let's at least try to reason with each other properly, Tomi.
ナナカだよ、太一。
Anyway, how is it that you know my name when I have no clue who you are? I will worry about it. She looked quite athletic. I was walking at a fairly slow pace, but she followed along quite well without even staggering. First sight, she looked like a bubbly, beautiful young girl who could be a childhood friend. A good, cool childhood friend who could come wake me up every morning. So, what do you want? You person without present. You person? What? Oh, you? Comma? Person without presence? I get it. Nope, none, nothing.
よくわからないけど、気配みたいなもの？
I have to put it bluntly, my brain's deliberation committee is telling me that you're not human.
そんなことまで。
Yeah,
鋭すぎるよ。
that was quick. Yeah. Sebentar. Oh, I got jump scared. Okay, we're back in the thing of things. The unexpected effects of the morning blowjob. I don't. He didn't get a blowjob. What? As my perception capabilities and meta reasoning can pin down your true colors. You're Scorpio girl. In other words, you're an intelligent life form from planet Scorpio V861.
ブラックホールじゃん、そこ。適当だよね、かなり。
Oh, that's my job.
毎回大変だ。
You sure suck. What do you mean every time? I don't know what you're talking about. It's our first time meeting,
何
right?
度もぶつかってるよ。
No way, not possible. I had no memory of it. It's not like I had amnesia.
まあ、しかし、一回くらい恋が芽生えても面白いのにな。
She said something unbelievable. Are you trying to say you're interested in me? Me with a hooked nose?
どこがわし花なの？普通に見えるけど。全然。
It's crooked here, I could tell straight away. That's odd.
ちょっと曲がってるかもしれないけど、気にするほどじゃないと思うよ。
Stab? I guess it really is crooked. That twist in my nose started to bother me since a particular time in my life. I'm sure I didn't say this before, but I do have something weird with my nose. It's not a crook, but it is a broken bone. And it's because when I was young, me and my brother were playing acorns. We threw them at each other. One hit straight on my nose, and it hurt like shit. And now I can bend my nose any way I want, like onto my cheek. Other people have said, oh, I can't bend my nose that way. There's a bone in the way, but my bone's broken. So I can bend it any way I want. And that's another fun fact about me that you didn't need to know whatsoever. Let's go. Time when I was starting to mature, a time of fragile egos and self-hate.
なんだなんだ。
What was that? I had been like drawing spite and malice from my surroundings. But I seek justification through appearance, despite being conscious of such things. I've read something like that before, some sort of theory. Who cares about appearance? Even if the main character is portrayed in a mediocre way in text or always good-looking in illustrations.
まあまあ、毒はその辺にしといてさ。
Nanako looked like a secretary who had laid down some sort of political judgment. So what do you got to do with this human race apocalypse
無
syndrome?
関係。
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's definitely lying.
本当だよ。人類は勝手に滅びました。理由はわかりません。
But why do you know so much? Answer me that. I stared back at her frozen.
見てた。
Know about it? Saw it?
うん、見てた。世界はね、ゆっくりと滅びていくんだよ。
Slowly? I thought it was instant. Slowly. How slowly?
さあね。
She's invincible? She's immortal, I mean. Strange, everything was fine before we all went to camp, right? The camp went for 3 days and 2 nights, so it took just 3 days.
うん
Nautica shook her head.
もっとだよ。
That's weird. Logically, it doesn't match up.
物の見方の問題だと思うよ。
What? I didn't get it.
過ぎたことをくどくど考えても仕方ないよ。
No, give me more information. I want the answer to this mystery. It's true, but I didn't know humans could vanish
ど
so
っかで
easily.
何か起こったって私は思ってる。
Oh, a power plant might have had something to do with it? Is that possible? I don't know.
なんとなく肌の感覚でね。言葉
Somewhere.
じゃうまく説明できないんだけど、どこかで大きな波があって、それがバーって広がったんだと思う。私の知覚力じゃそれが限度。
You're some sort of god? She let out a strained laugh.
違う違う、そんな偉くないって。
何もできないしさ。何もわからないんだよ。
Then why are you here?
それはちょっと言えない。言う資格がない。
Ugh,
ごめんね。
so infuriating. I knew more than you. Gross. Capacity, huh? I totally understood that feeling. It's not the same as me not having capacity to hang out with my friends and live a normal life. So I was sent to Gunjo, because I hurt people. yeah, no, real, true. I'm dangerous and I didn't have the capacity to make friends. It's true. Overwhelmingly true. But I won't keep forcing you.
悪いね。
No problem. But still, I don't know
あの子
anything.
が頑張れば謎そのものは解けると思う。
Finally. That girl, you're talking about Yoko?
好きにはなれないけどね。
Yeah. She's incredibly protective of Taichi and just Chet Taichi. She pursed her lips. You hate
そう
her.
じゃないけど、なんとなく気に食わない。
Hmm.
掃除させた後で窓枠を指で撫でて不備を指摘してやる。
Click a mother-in-law.
シュート目か。悪くないよね。
Are you serious? Her voice sounded like quite distant. Huh? An impossible distance. How does she keep teleporting like that? Stop. Also, her hands are a bit too... Her arm is a bit too thick for her hand there. It should stop here. It should be thinner. Sorry, I'm not an artist. So I don't know. I don't know about art criticism. It just looks weird, okay? Nanaka's riding side by side with me just a few seconds out, 20 meters. Distance I was impossible to travel in a second.
これが一番効果的みたいだからさ。
Can you tell me to go to the shrine again? Because then I can tell, like, Taichi would be aware of different timelines and the time loop, I mean. Okay. Hey, as I expected, this is what she wants to use in
知ってるね。
the shrine?
それと祠の情報で大体把握できた。
There's a
知
connection.
りたいのならあっち。
She pointed straight at me. No, it was behind me. School. No, the mountain? It was the mountain trail you took to go to camp. It was mostly animal trails, but it's still far from the summit. Beyond that, there's a shrine. I couldn't make out what was in the shrine. It was right all the small shrine. Then again, it could be in the place where they enshrined a disobedient god. Now it's completely abandoned, however it was in there. Trivial thoughts running through my mind. I turned back to Nautica. She's gone, along with her bike. The new school term was quiet, not even a cicada singing. Alright, well, there's a new save here. We go to school normally, we go to the shrine, or we go to the new Tazaki Mart. What is the deal with Tazaki Mart? Your guess is as good as mine. Daikoze. Why don't I stop by? Something's wrong. Stayed in front of the entrance. I checked inside. Is it a friend or foe? Mountain.
川天井天下。
I am the only lord.
どうぞ。
That was the secret password or something? I entered the shop. Wiki, I thought it was someone
お
else.
はようございます先輩。
I want a drink. Okay. Hold on. I felt a kind of bloodlust coming from this place.
閉鎖空間で何かあると逃げ場なくて嫌じゃないですか。
Okay. You're right. An old memory came to mind. Since you're wearing the uniform, does that mean you're good to school today?
他にすることないですし。
Yeah, alright. Same as
で
me,
す
huh?
ね。
She was so innocent. Can I get a
これ
drink?
など
You always give me the rarest stuff, thanks. A certain product that was easily recognized by its pale liquid. I haven't played Disco Elysium in like a bit, but like pale liquid, the pale sky, it's all adding together. It's all conjoining. It's like Sonichu, and Chris-chan, and the entire fiction and reality merging thing. It's all coming together. Anywho, I'm being stupid. The taste is absolutely terrible. Unfortunately, I reveled in terrible foods and drinks. That's no big deal. I killed in one big gulp.
期限とか見ない方がいいです。
Okay, good to know. Did you know that in Antarctica, or Yeah, the expiration dates for food doesn't exist. Like, they just eat expired food. I bet you didn't need to know that. Went down my windpipe.
スマッシュヒッ
It struck a pose. Don't do that to
ト
people.
すいません
You deserve some of that for things that you are about to do. And things you have done in the past, I guess. She said jokingly with a smile. This dumb virgin. Spread the words out
20
angrily.
歳までには捨てようと思います
Yeah, that's a healthy age. You shouldn't turn 20 in the first place. Stay the way you are forever.
できそうな気もしますが
What do you mean you probably can? I suppose she had a point, more importantly. So who are you saving yourself for?
えうーんファルコンかと
Wait, hold on. I just realized that after every time I, like, check the routes or, like, the choices, it's a different route, right? So, like, if I go to school, that might have been Misato, and, like, if I went to the shrine, that would be Kiri's route. And maybe now, if I go to Tazaki Mart, it's Miki's route. That's interesting. Anywho, I think after Miki's, I might be ending the Let's Play unless I realize that there is not much left to play after that, and then I'll play another loop or something. Yoko's route specifically, that's something I'm somewhat interested in. Were there 5 routes, by the way? Because I only remember that many girls. Masato, Kiri, Miki, Yoko... Oh, and Toko. I did Toko's. So that's probably the school. I completely forgot about Toko. She does not appear often. Anywho, Falcon Kato. Your focus is on technique? I let out a lamented sigh. He is the leading technician in Japan. I couldn't beat that. I'm not Falcon, but I have confidence in my skills too.
先輩の技術はセクハラばかりで本番で役に立つのか大変不安な面もございますので申し訳ありませんがお断りだ
Get out of here. The final inflection in her words was so assertive, like some kind of proud warrior, that her ejaculation made my heart liable to be broken. Say that we were going to give yourself to Kiri, aren't you? You lewd virgin.
むしろキリチンの処女を奪います
Oh, can't wait. I would like to join that. The lust clouding my mind decreased by 82%.
そんなわけで一緒に通学しましょう
Yeah, let's go right now. We linked hands and made our way to school together under the big blue sky.
仲良く二人
We sang a carefree duet on our leisurely way to school gates.
あいけねキリチンの飲み物忘れました
Oh well, she lies just as we reach the school. You dummy, you need to be more
戻り
careful.
ます
Should take your time up and down that hill. Okay. She said that she's on her way. She's a cute one. What is happening? Figure I might as well keep her company. I'm the kind type. Man is about kindness. Even when they lie, they must be kind. Hey, Kiri. Kiri was there. Hey. Yeah, we lost all progress and development for Kiri, and now it's just back to square one. It's kind of the problem with looping games, I guess. Like, after every loop, all the characters just become the status quo again. Her face grew sullen. Kiri was such a prickly virgin. We don't need to call them virgins, okay? We don't need to define people by if they had sex or not. Perhaps a little too innocent. Where are you
関
going?
係ありません
She left in a hurry. I hurriedly followed her. I was able to match Kiri's pace. It took little effort to catch up to her. Going to meet up with
つい
Miki?
てこないでください
I got something to do this way too. Like, you want to keep her company, but she already has company. She doesn't need any more company, I guess. If Taichi's gonna be dangerous with his sexual harassment, would that make it lethal company? I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die after that pun. She walked faster. I matched her pace and whistled casually. She picked up her pace even more, so I followed suit. She broke out into a full sprint. I acted off with reflex. It's become a game of tag. We passed through the shopping street. There's a big hill up ahead.
来ないで
I want to know why you're running
先
away.
輩が追っかけてくるから
Because you're running away.
ついてこないで
You chase people because they're running? I was here. I had trained, but Hill, how are you? All out of steam already, huh? With my stamina, my stark white hair, which turned into that way of one frightful night, may be resistant to the midday sun. Yeah, it was because of a night. Okay. One could say it was super advantageous. We made it over the hill. 2, 3. Kiri steadily began to slow down. Now's my chance. Hey, hey. Crap, she caught a second wind. I was looking to be a drawn-out battle. This is my home. I bolted through. Didn't turn down a side path that led back towards school. Oh, grah. My chastity belt began to chafe. Oh no. Ouch. Hurt like hell. I was in no condition to sexually harass someone, and yet I must. So, you think you're a match for me? Feel my fighting spirit well up. We burst into the school, without even taking our shoes off. Made our way to the second year classroom in this manner. Bam! I threw open the door that Kiri had shut and dove into the room. I just barely saw her exiting the rear door. I bolted through the room. Oh hey, there's Toko. That's a funny cameo. She's gone. I wasn't sure if she'd gone left or right. This way. Got a fuller ascent from the right. I flew down the stairs, down the first floor hallway. Caught a sight of Kiri's back. Your floral mint perfume is your doom. Kiri fled outside once more. We ran for roughly an hour. That's a long time to be running. I also like running. I should do this. I should just chase people down. This was summer. I completely passed naked like a midnight express train passing by a station. I heard a voice from behind me. Then I felt some sort of impact. I slid forward face first. Ha 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 ha. Mwah. I stole a kiss from her like a thief in the night. Insane. I gave her the drill technique. What? Drill tongue? Then the vibrator? Then the vacuum. Oh, don't do that. Don't suck. Oh. Finish off the mixer. A Miki special. She lost all strength and shrunk to her knees. That must have hurt. I swept you off your feet, I said to her proudly, and back to the chains. That Miki. Take the knees up from a runner. The recent days have been nothing but radical growth. I heard Miki's voice behind me. She got what she deserved. Uh-huh. Like newfound energy, I took off full force. Fear had gained a lot of distance. Here we are at the hill again. I dashed up it. The chastity belt equipped my gait had adopted a certain bow-leggedness. Do I think it's over too soon, Kiri? Caught her by surprise and I made her fall forward. Tears began to streak down her face. She's just scared now. She's just like, stop running after me. I'm scared. She was quite worn out. Her legs were dangling as she ran. It didn't take more than 10 seconds to catch her. What should I do then? I hadn't thought about it yet. I was only thinking to repair my wounded pride. Taking the second first kiss and pillage my own garden of flowers. Such an evil idea. Alright, I had settled on it. The flowers would be mine. Yeah. I reached my hand out to Kiri's practically walking at this point, and all of a sudden, the corner of my eye caught a shadow. A moment of focus. Time slowed to a crawl. Alright, everybody, since the funny times are over, we are going to stop the episode here. I pretty much already said my plans like a bit earlier, so you know what I'm gonna do. Thanks for watching. I know, like, I kind of end on a cliffhanger here. Like, Taichi was chasing Kiri. Now he found a shadow. Wonder who that is. It's gonna be very mysterious. That's gonna have to wait until next episode. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna be seeing you next time. Thanks for watching. Consume everything. Goodbye.